Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 16 in the RSV for December 16th, 2023. The plans of the mind belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. The Lord has made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble. Everyone who is arrogant is an abomination to the Lord. Be assured he will not go unpunished. By loyalty and faithfulness, iniquity is atoned for, and by the fear of the Lord a man avoids evil. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice. A man's mind plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Inspired decisions are on the lips of a king. His mouth does not sin in judgment. A just balance and scales are the Lord's, and all the weights in the bag are his work. It is an abomination of kings to do evil, for the throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are a delight of a king, and he loves him who speaks what is right. A king's wrath is a messenger of death, and a wise man will appease it. In the light of a king's face there is life, and his favor is like the clouds that bring the spring rain. To get wisdom is better than gold. To get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. The highway of the upright turns aside from evil. He who guards his way preserves his life. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. It's better to be of lowly spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. He who gives heed to the word will prosper, and happy is he who trusts in the Lord. The wise of heart is called a man of discernment, and pleasant speech increases persuasiveness. Wisdom is a fountain of life to him who has it, but folly is the chastisement of fools. The mind of the wise makes a speech judicious, and adds persuasiveness to his lips. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. A worker's appetite works for him, his mouth urges him on. A worthless man plots evil, and his speech is like a scorching fire. A perverse man spreads strife, and a whisperer separates close friends. A man of violence entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good. He who winks his eyes plans perverse things. He who compresses his lips brings evil to pass. A hoary head is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules a spirit than he who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but the decision is wholly from the Lord. So, recently, when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Okay, so, number one, not claiming that my ways please the Lord. I'm trying, but I'm not claiming it. Two, I'm not saying that this former friend was an enemy, but we didn't part ways in the best of terms. We just parted ways. And I was delivering something the other day, and I realized I know this. There was a package. It was missing the proper labels. It had what I needed to deliver it, but I paid it no mind. It gave me some issues getting it loaded. And when I get to the house, and I realize I know this house. I know this address. I know where I am. I'm at dude's house. So instead of just leaving it and knocking, or just leaving it, I knocked just to say hi. And I interrupted their dinner, which I didn't mean to do, but just wanted to say, like, hey, I came all the way to your doorstep. I thought I would say hi, wish you well. And he said, oh, I just passed your house recently. I was just thinking about you. Hold on a second. I was like, it's all good. I don't want to interrupt your day. He's like, no, I got to make something right. I'm like, okay. So he came out the bedroom counting money, handed me a stack of money, and said, this is for the money that I owe you. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I'm here on another job. I just wanted to say hi and hope that y'all are doing well. So, not exactly just going to hop into being close friends again, but I had just let it go, and counted it as a loss, both of the money and the friendship. But I guess he remembered it, even though at the time he said that he didn't remember it. I just thought it was interesting. It was an interesting set of coincidences to bring me there to his door to speak with him. It's been 5 years since I had spoken to him. So take it for what it's worth. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice. Yeah. A man's mind plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Facts. This is facts. We try to make a good plan. And even in the New Testament, there are two guys talking about, we're going to go to the city and we're going to make some money. And they're told, like, no. You should say, if the Lord wills it, we will do these things. That's how we should start any plans that we ever make. If the Lord wills it, this is what I want to do. We're implored over and over and over and over that we need to be fair, that we need to not show partiality to people. Keep fair scales, keep fair weights, keep fair decisions, keep impartiality. It's part of being righteous. And again, we get the path of righteousness, the way, as Christianity was first called. You see evil, you see the distraction, you see the thing, and you just don't go to it. You just keep going and doing what you're supposed to do. You don't turn aside for that thing, and it keeps you out of trouble. The highway of the upright turns aside from evil. He who guards his way preserves his life. It's just simpler. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. One of the more famous Proverbs, I would say. We all know that kind of admonishment, right? Pride comes before destruction. Goeth, I think it is in the King James, right? And we just see over and over wisdom, wise words. Wisdom is pleasant. Wise words are pleasant. Dispensing wisdom is pleasant. Dispensing wise words, giving wise words. These are all good, righteous, pleasant things. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. There's power in the tongue, right? So we should be using it to lift people up and heal people. There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. Always consult the Lord first, because we can justify anything. You know what I mean? Like, any plan can be kind of contorted to where we can justify it. And we see a bunch of evil men, wicked men, perverse people, whisperers, men of violence, people who separate, men of evil, people who do dishonest deals. We got to stay away from those people. There's nothing good who comes from these guys. A hoary head, gray hair, is a crown of glory gained in a righteous life. And finally, he who's, slow to anger is better than the mighty. He who rules a spirit than he who takes a city. You can't manage yourself. You can't manage anybody or anything else. You can't be trusted. First, you must master yourself. The lot, chance, casts into the lap, but the decision is wholly from the Lord. There's the verse about like flipping a coin, casting lots to to solve a dispute between two powerful parties is a fair way to do it. So it's almost like this is just as much a way of discernment, right? Well, we're going to roll the dice and we'll see what happens. Well, the Lord ultimately knows what's going to happen and how it's going to end, and can use that to his purpose. So, is there chance, right? Food for thought and discussion. Either way, make your plans with the Lord in mind. Go with God. Be blessed.